Alrighty, folks. Good evening. How you doing? Welcome to day number 7. I can't believe it. Look at this. We have now been through 2 weeks of teaching and training on how to write and publish your book very quickly. We have gone through a lot of lessons, and tonight is equally important. But I really believe that if you got last night's and the night before, you truly supposed to do much, much better than the average author who writes and publish his or her book. How's everybody doing? Again, my name is Chance, U.S. Navy veteran, number one best-selling author, minister, and implementation strategist. I'm here to bring you another installment for our Monetize Your Skills Academy Strategic Secrets University community on how we can take our gifts, talents, knowledge, education, expertise, experiences, and turn them into products, programs, and services, whether they be online or offline. Why do we want to do this? Because we believe we are living in such a time when much people, many professionals, entrepreneurs, and ministry leaders want to make an impact. People want to make as big as an impact as possible. They want to have significance, not just to achieve success in their lane, but to really and truly, live for something that is beyond self. Touch as many people as is possibly can for each and every one of us. And that's why we are here. So we teach you because, again, most people are not aware today that we have actually shifted into what we call the knowledge economy. So we have moved from the agricultural age, industrial age, digital. We are now living in a technological era where knowledge is the new currency. Knowledge, indeed, as Eric Thomas will say, is the new money. And so the more knowledge you have and expertise, especially in digital things, things that are related to digital tech, you can definitely be one who, you can work anywhere, you can do whatever. The global market is now here. Your competitors are no longer simply in your city, in your state, in your nation. They're all over the world. And that also is a blessing because it also means that you can tap into knowledge from across the world. And that's the beautiful thing when it comes to creating products, especially digital products online. So it's a blessing. It's a really great time to be alive. And I hope that today you will take some notes. Again, take notes as much as possible. Again, if you have a note taking device, do that because I want you to stay focused. I don't want you to try to take notes while you're writing on the same device, especially if it's a mobile device like a phone or tablet. You want to get something else. The good old pencil, pen, and paper is always good. If you have a journal, anything like that, a notebook, those are all still good. Now, we're going to get into it. What have we been covering so far? Well, we have been teaching again the big idea of how to publish your book very quickly and how to market and promote it effectively. So we've gone through, I share with you my 7-step strategy or blueprint that begins with number one is planning. You have to plan effectively to have a great book that will touch lives and that will, definitely create some revenue. Number two is we want to produce that book as fast as possible. I shared with you 8 different ways of writing and creating your book very quickly. Then we want to be able to proof that book. We want to preview it because before we go to press and publication, we must make sure that the book is as error free as possible. Step number 4 is all about publishing. Okay, when you click that publish button, you make your book available for sale. It's now published, and you have moved beyond the ranks of being just a writer, being an author, to now a published author. That's wonderful. That will open so many doors and opportunities for you. It will set you up as a celebrity. It will give you credibility in all walks of life. Then we have this week, we are now focusing on the second aspect of book creation, which is all about marketing and promotion. Because one phase, those first 4 steps, are all about how do you create the book? How do you get the book in your hand? But now, how do we get it into the hands of others? We want to get it out of our hands. It has been taken out of our brains, out of our minds, got it down on paper or digital devices and screens. And now we want to take it from us and we want to take it to the world. And so that's exactly what this week is all about. So on Tuesday, because Monday was a holiday, on Tuesday, we began with the first of the step in this week, 3 steps mainly. This week, when it comes to marketing and promotion, we first talked about how to market effectively. I shared with you so many, probably, I don't know, over 10 ways at least, how to be able to effectively market your book. And again, this right here, that is the number one thing that separates authors. That is the number one thing that creates frustration. People write books and they don't move. They're not getting it in the hands of people. And so they feel frustrated. They feel like a failure and so forth. But really and truly, the number one reason for this is because of a lack of marketing. Today, I'll give you another reason why that is. But generally speaking, if you can master marketing and get promotions going consistently, not just, you do it when the book is released and then no more. No, you have to constantly be promoting. You have to be constantly getting your products out there so that you can reach as many people. Hey, you took all the time to write your book. And so you want to be able to bless people, right? This you sat down, you wrote it, you put in the work, you spend money to create, to design, to edit, to do all of those things. Now you want to get it out there to people. And so marketing effectively allows you to do that. But even if you market a good product and you only have one item, you still leaving money on the table. So that's what we asked yesterday when we covered monetization. Step number 6 was all about how do you monetize your book. So I gave you 8 different ways of being able to monetize your book. So again, if you're not doing those 8 things, you are leaving money on the table. What do I mean by that? Well, most people write a book and all they have is just one book. But we shared yesterday, if you want to monetize your book and especially even make it a business or ministry that is sustainable, you want to be able to start now creating other products. So that means you can create more books, right? If you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, so you want to create more books. The other thing is you want to take your one book and make a series of books out of it, or you want to have the audio version, the digital version. You want to have a course. You want to coach people or consult based on your book. You can even do speaking engagement. Now, that's where the real money comes in. When you start doing those bigger things like coaching, consulting, and doing even courses, you now increase the value for the book that you wrote. So that's what I'm talking about. And I broke down for you how we turn this into all those systems. So this is not just one product, but it is a book, and there's several versions. I have the hardcover version. I have 2 separate digital versions for Kindle and EPUB, and then we have an online course. Then I do coaching on this and consulting based on this. And then for those who want me to do the work for them, meaning we cover in here 7 different ways to monetize your skills in the new modern digital era. So if a person picks 1 or 2 of those and they need my help to implement it or to do it for them, then that is also another line of income. So that's kind of how you look at it: multiple streams or multiple sources of revenue. And so that's why I name my seminar Book to Business Bootcamp. It has nothing to do with simply writing a book only. Yes, you will write a book, but more importantly, we will be able to sell and promote the book. That's what this is really all about. So today, what are we going to talk about? Well, this week is all M's, right? Last week was all P's, 4 P's. Today we have, this week we have 3 M's. So we talk about marketing, monetization, and today we're going to talk about measure. How do we measure the success or failure of our book? Because the reality of the matter is this: your book can succeed and your book can fail. Both are learning experiences, but we would rather succeed more than we would rather fail. But knowing that your book is also a flop can be helpful. Just move on to the next one and you know what not to do. So knowing what to do is good, but also you want to know what not to do. That's why, again, it's good to take advice from others who have gone before you. That's why I'm encouraging you. Go ahead and get the course, because you can go over and over again, because you're going to keep making all these mistakes on your own and they will cost you more than the course itself. So I want to put a little plug here for those of you who have not yet gone in. Make sure you get your all access pass to Book to Business Bootcamp. It's at strategicsecrets.com/book to business. Okay. Or for those of you on your mobile device, your iPad or phone, you can click on the bottom of this screen and it will be able to take you there. And please go ahead and get the course. Again, it wouldn't even, this is valued at $997, but you wouldn't even get it today for $500, not even $400. It's actually less than that, because I want to give you the greatest opportunity as possible. Listen, I did a lot of heavy lifting so that you don't have to. Alrighty? I told you already. The first time I paid for to learn something about publishing, I paid over $2,000. Then I got into digital publishing. I paid over $2,000 again. I mean $3,000 for that one. And then I also took a 5-day course to learn email marketing that is associated with all things digital, including writing books. That was $12,000. So again, you look at that, 12, that's looking at 14 plus 3 is about 17,000 just on this particular thing right here. And I'm sharing so much, not just from those things, but I'm talking about my own experience, what I've done. So this is why this is proprietary information. That's why there's no replay on this stuff, because it's part of a course. It's what I teach. I coach and consult people on this. Okay. People, a lot of students, some of these books that you've seen that we've helped people publish, we've coached them on this stuff. They've paid, and that's what makes a difference. Again, if you don't want to value yourself enough to pay to learn information, again, you go to school to get a degree because you value the knowledge. A lot of people, you keep making mistakes, it's going to cost you already. So I'm telling you, I was able to pay for my master's degree by simply writing this book already, right? Within a very short period of time. My master's cost me without, textbook and miscellaneous, but it was about, 36 hours, was about $12,000 or so. And this book, early in its release, was able to, pay for all of that. So I'm just telling you, if you don't know what you're doing, it's going to cost you. Remember, research says that the average author in the lifetime or life cycle of a book will only sell about 200 copies, if that. That's scary. Let's put the math on there already. So I want you to think about this. If, for example, $200, 200 books times the average price of a book is between $10 to $15. Let's be generous and we're going to say $15. So 200 times 15, that is $3,000. Well, for most book publishing, it's going to cost you $3,000 and more just to produce the book. All right, to produce a good book, that is. Okay, you're going to look at the low end. So again, even our services here, what we do, you have the low end. For each book, a minimum is going to cost you at least, just to get the bare dry bones, at least $1,000. So, and then you're moving up from there. 1,000, 2,500, 5,000, 10,000, 15, 20, 25,000. Some people even pay 50,000 more to publish a book. You don't want that to be you. Imagine that. I mean, think about it. If I have 10 books, let's just say times 10, that means I would have spent $30,000 trying to create these 10 books that I've done. Okay, $30,000. Now, at this price point, I'm talking about, let's say, $3,000. Now, if all I made back was to $30,000, but how long would that take? Already, how long would that take? Because remember, this is in the entire life cycle. It's not like just now. So I mean, I'm just saying, it's not like you publish a book right now and you pretty much recoup all your funds. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. But the point of the matter is, I want you to realize that you have to think strategically. So how do we measure? This is those steps for today. Today we are talking about measuring. Measuring simply means this: you need to know your numbers. It's all about numbers. Okay, what gets measured gets improved. Already? Say that with me or write that down. What gets measured gets improved. What you measure, you can make better. What you don't measure, you don't know what's working or not. You need to measure the effectiveness of your marketing. You need to measure the effectiveness of the book, the sales channels that you're using, because some sell more than others. So that's what we talk about. Measure everything. Know your metrics, your numbers, your conversion rates. So let's start with just the book itself. How many books do you need to produce to make a certain amount of money? Again, those should all be done in step number one. You're planning. If nothing less, at least in step number 5, where we do marketing. But I would say in the very beginning, because you have to know your cost. Many people just rush into this thing. You don't know your cost. So you want to say, I want to be able to make how much amount of money? So we take our goal, $30,000. If I want to make $30,000 and each book of mine costs $15, we go with that, right? That means I need to sell 2,000 books. Already, you have to sell 2,000 books at a price point of $15 in order to make $30,000. Are we there? So that's an example. So now you have your goal. So therefore, now you can break that down into monthly, quarterly, yearly. So 2,000 divided by 12 months, that will give you 166.6 or 7 books. So let's just say you need to sell at least 170 books in 1 year in order to make, you know, in order to make that. So 12 months, 1 year, you would need to be able to do that. I mean, this is a month, sorry, 166 books a month divided by 12 months. Okay, that's 2,000. So, I mean, multiply by 12. Sorry. My math is all over the place here. So, I mean, but you get it. So, $30,000 is your goal as a base point. $30,000, you have one book. Now you want to say, for me to sell this one book, I need to sell 2,000 copies at a price point of $15 for me to make that. How am I going to do that? That means within a year, each month, I would need to sell 166.7 books, or let's just say 170 books in 1 month. Now, let's just say hypothetically, there are 30 days in a month. How many books do you need to aim for? You need to sell at least 5.5 or 6 books a day in order to do that. So now you see, if you're not selling at least 6 books a day, you're not going to reach your goal in the end of the year of selling 2,000 books total. And you can change it up, as far as you want. You want to do that in a quarter, you want to do that whenever. But again, you just multiply it. It's just simple math again. If it's a quarter, you say 170 times 3, and you're looking at 510 books in a quarter. That's what you got to do. And if you don't do that, you know you're not going to hit your goal. So that's exactly what I'm saying. Now, when you break it down further, you want to say which marketing channels, or which sales channels or stores or outlets are giving me the greatest return on my investment, or where is my book selling the most? Is it selling the most on Amazon? Is it selling the most on your website? So after you've published, probably I would say in a quarter, now even less, probably less than that, but you want to say give it a certain amount of time. I mean, at least a few weeks. I would say a quarter is good, but after a quarter, let's say, or a month, you want to say which area am I getting the best return on? So if your book is moving, you're moving a lot of books on Amazon. Hey, now I need to advertise more on Amazon or prioritize Amazon. Already? Now, I would rather you sell your book in multiple locations, because for the most part, it's not going to really cost you too much, especially if you do it yourself, okay? Because you always have to pay folks to do something. But if you do it yourself, you can be able to get your book on many different platforms, okay? And that is helpful. But it's no use being on some platforms if it's not selling anything at all, especially 3 months went by, 6 months went by, a year went by, and none of these platforms have sold. Then, don't put any priorities in there. Probably you can just leave it there because they probably have the file. But I wouldn't worry about those other platforms. I will focus on the 2 or 3 or 5 platforms that are giving me the greatest return. And that's where you want to put most of your energies and send people to, because you're getting a good return there as well. So again, that's how you can measure if you are succeeding or not. Because again, if you have a goal and you're not reaching the goal, then you are failing. That's why I love numbers, because sometimes we get sentimental and we blame people. Like, you can't blame the people. Like, you know what I mean? That does no one any good. Oh, they don't know how good my book is. Some folks do that, right? Oh, my book is so good. These people don't know what they're missing. Yeah, listen, you're the one missing out, because they're reading somebody else's book and they're buying somebody else's book. So if you think that just because they're not buying your book, then they're losers. No, you losing out. So forget the blame game, right? That should have ended in Eden a long time ago. We need to take responsibility and improve our stuff. So that's an idea of what you want to look at. So in your marketing now, when you're marketing, so that's on the sales side, okay? You're looking at where you're getting the most sales from, who's making the most sale, if other people are also selling for you, because you can have friends and joint venture partners or affiliates promote for you. Who's making the most sale? Who's not making sales? Prioritize those who are making the most sales, and so forth, okay? Now, also, you can look at from a monetary perspective. Remember those other services. That's why if you paid attention to yesterday, because again, 30,000, right? Imagine that 30,000. But if you are doing a speaking engagement, let's say we're going to be generous, okay? 30,000 divided by, let's say you even charging $1,500 for a speech, then you only need to do 20. That's it. 20 speeches. Now think of that. If you can book 20 presentations to do, now they're going to pay you some money, but let's just say even there, even if you took let's say $1,000 and you're able to sell even $500 worth of products or books there, then you're making your $30,000. You catch how those things work again? So that's what you got to do. You look at, where do I need to appear so I can make this amount of money? So always start with the number. I recommend always starting with where you want to be, because now you can work back from there. So in other words, you set a financial goal. You say, I want, or you set a number of books, but start with the financial goal because it will determine how many books you need to move. So some people say, I want to sell 10,000 books. So what does that mean for you? I don't know. Well, okay, if you said I want to make $100,000, then you might say, because you might actually need more or less. And not only that, but if you say you want to move 10,000 books, you need to say, how much money do I have to put in to be able to move 10,000 books? Because I have to buy also 10,000 books. Where they're going, if you're using physical copies, that is. Now, marketing, similar way. When you do marketing, especially, that's why I love digital marketing. For the most part, you can't really track too well, gauge too well, or get a lot of information on regular, traditional marketing. Although I say use everything, okay? In this day and age, you got to try everything too, because sometimes, hey, it's just what it is. And it all depends on your niche and your genre. Some older folks might probably want to get the flyer in the mail still, you know, but it all depends. But I more say that you should do digital, prioritize digital, because generally it's cheaper and it's more statistics that you can see. You can analyze the data much better. It's all right there in your face. So let's start with Facebook. Facebook is a great place to get analytics, to get data on any advertisement campaign. It will tell you how many people click, what's the gender, comparison, male, female, age group, all of these different things that you can be able to see. So if your ad is resonating with age group 35 to 45, hey, if those are the people who are clicking most on this link or this picture, image, video, whatever you put up there, then that's who you want to prioritize. And then you can also see exactly how much money you made from each advertising. How much is a click costing you? So when I say that, what I mean is when you put an ad on Facebook, somebody click on there now, that's a click, right? So Facebook gonna tell you how much money did it cost for just that one click. Now, let's just say you have 1,000 clicks, 1,000 clicks already, 1,000 clicks, and it says it costs you, let's say 75 cents for that click. That is $750, right? Total in your advertising budget for that. So if it costs you that amount of money, and then we're going to say now, out of that 1,000 clicks, I have a 10% buy rate. So that would be 100 multiplied by what's the price of your book? Let's say $15, because again, we want to be generous, but know that it's less than that, but we'll be generous this evening. You just made $1,500 minus 750. You just profited 750 bucks. How do you like that? That means you can now double. So here's the thing. This is why this is beautiful. Follow me closely here now. You now know that for every $750 you spend, you're getting back $1,500. No, that is beautiful. That is wonderful, because you're profiting 750, so you're not losing anything. As a matter of fact, you're really putting money in your pocket. So in other words, you not only pass the break-even point, because break-even is when you didn't make a profit, but you recoup all your funds. Now, this would be a great scenario, okay? But now you can feel confident. Next time, I can spend way more money. Now I want to double. So if I spend double, I'm going to be making more than that. So if you spend 750, make 1,500. You spend 1,500, how much you think you're going to make? And you just keep multiplying. That is an idea. Then you get the click-through rate. The click-through rate, as we are talking about, for example, 1,000 people went there, 100 people click on it. That's a click-through rate of how much? 10%. Right? So 10% click-through rate. Of those who buy, conversion rate now might be less, because you have now, let's say 10 people buy out of that 100 who click. We just said 100 bought, but we said, let's say 100 click out of the 1,000 or so that saw it, but only a certain percentage will buy. That is less than the click-through rate. Already, so you might just have a buy rate of 2% or 5%. By the way, the industry standard generally is this. When it comes to digital marketing, this is general now. Okay, this is general, so you can gauge. I like to have always three ranges: low end, middle end, and high end. That's the best case scenario. Already, best case scenario. So when it comes to buying from an ad or something like that, generally you would have on the low side 1%, 2 point something percent, 5% and higher. Anything above 5%, you are doing wonderful. Now it may sound only 5% buy. Yeah, only 5% bought. But that's why you want to know what your cost and all of these things. And that's why you got a price based on knowledge and information instead of just randomly throwing up a price. So let's just say, for example, out of 1,000, I have a zero point 0.5, right? Multiplied by 0.05. So that's 5%. That means 50 people bought. Okay, 50 people bought. And let's just say this was for my online course. And let's just say it's going to be, what should we put at? 250, 249. Let's say 250 bucks. Then I just made $12,500. How would you like that? But let's just say in a good case, I also only spent 750 bucks to acquire that. Well, I think we need to go more, right? I really do. Let's just say we spent 1,500 so minus 1,500, we just profited $11,000. How would you like that? See, this is what I'm talking about now. Now, those same 50 people, if all they bought was your book for 15 bucks, you would have made 750 bucks, which is a break-even point still, right? You broke even, you spent $750 on ads, and you made back $750. You didn't lose anything, which is also good because now, hopefully, you would have collected those people emails and addresses. Now you have them in your database, okay? So that's an example of what we talk about. So again, it may not sound like plenty, but it depends on the pricing. It depends on the pricing. Now, again, this happens for any and everything online. So I'm just saying these are best case scenarios. So let's just say it is 2%. Okay, so 2% of what? 1,000 again. So we're looking at 20 sales, But let's just say you're offering coaching at $997 or 1,000 bucks. You just made $19,000. $19,000 from 20 people. You see the difference? This is what I'm telling you. According to yesterday, you got to have more than the book because only 20 people bought, but 20 people got my thing. 20 people got my stuff. Okay? And I made $19,000. Whereas if I only had just sold 20 books times 15, then you only made 300 bucks. Sorry for shouting, but you get my drift, right? Even if I sold 10 times that, I sold 200 books times 15, I only made $3,000. But if I sold some coaching and consulting at 20 people with a price point of $997, I just made $19,000. My friends, which would you rather have? Let's just say both. We're not going to neglect, because again, we're talking about writing the book, but I'm showing you how the book is the thing that leads into your other stuff. The book will give you the tools, the business card, right? So that's one way to look at it. So I can even give this book away for free and count that as as a lead generator, as a cost per lead. So if I give away this book, this is a hardcover version of Strategic Secrets. This is what, $20, $25, $20 for this one. I think Monetizer Skills is $25. So let's just say $20. All right, 20 bucks. 20 bucks. And I gave this now to 20 people for free. 20 times 20 is $400. So that's $400 cost for me. Okay? $400 cost for me to give this book to 20 people for free. Now, let's just say these are professional people because we're dealing with success here now. Already? And out of this, I can get So 20, and we're gonna even go simple here. Just let's say two people. Only two people out of the 20, decided to, work with me for coaching, and I'm gonna go on the low ball here now. Okay, my coaching starts I think about 14 something and up, but let's just say 997. I just made 1994, $1,994, and I gave away my book to 20 people for free. It cost me $400 to do that. So let's minus 400 from 1994. Now I'm looking at $1,500. How is that? So you see how you got to think different about this stuff. We're calling this a book to business bootcamp because this is business. It's not just simply, you have to understand. So many people, it's all whatever works for you. We have clients who try to sell a lot of books. Good for them, right? One does it like super phenomenal because again he has a platform and he speaks a lot, because when he goes to speak, that's his thing, that he don't even work on the other system. The majority of our people and clients, what we do is we work on what we talked about yesterday and so forth, where we build out this system, right? Your funnel, or what you call your product suite, your integrated product suite, where you start with a book at a cheap price and you add on the audio book or video or training course, consulting, coaching, and so forth, right? 3 to 5 or 7 different products dealing with the one thing, because for each of that's a new line of business pretty much already. Now, so are you seeing what we're talking about here? So let's just say now, I'm just showing you the math here now. Let's just say, again, the book costs you $20. Okay, so we're just saying $20 because as the author, actually you will have the book, you will actually print the book at a cheaper price, but we're going at face value. All right, we want to say, so that means it cost me $20 just to get one lead, because my book, each time I give it away, it's a potential lead there. So let's just say I did that to 100 people. 100 people times 20. Now it cost me $2,000. So I'm saying now, I'm not even having anybody buy my book. Let me just show you this. I'm not having no one buy my book. I just buy them myself and I give them away to qualified people, right? Or potential people, because you know where you're trying to go. So I'm just saying. But if I give my book away, so let's say you give your book to, you want to be a speaker, get invited to speak. You give your book away to people who hire speakers. You can give your book to schools if you want to get into schools. If you're a health professional, allied health professional, you want to give your book in places where you can get clients and customers. Okay, are we seeing this? If you're in ministry or if you had a spiritual book, you can gift your book to all the pastors in your city, because you can get that information easy, right? Imagine you as a group person who want to come to churches to speak on prayer, for example. I have a book on prayer. So one of the things I can do, which I haven't done, but one of the things, because again, I give my books away at church for free. What I'm telling you is this: what you can do is, let's just say it's a spiritual book. So because we're covering all different type of genres, and you send that book now to, let's say in your city, there are 50 or 100 churches. So you send your book in those 100 churches. How many pastors might get back to you, or ministry leaders might book you? Well, we give it 10%. So even if 10 of them invited you to speak now, 10 of them invite you to speak, depending on the size of the church, we're going to hope that they're a big church, 500 people or more. So if they invite you to speak, first of all, many of them might actually give you funds. Most of the people we invite here, we actually pay them. And plus they come and, and they sell their materials there as well. So I'm just saying, let's just say you lowball it, $1,000 for you to come and speak. So you have 10 people that responded to you. You sent your book out to 100 people. It costs you, I'm just going to say your book is a thick book, but that would be a cheaper book if it's it's not going to cost you $20. But let's just say it costs you $2,000. That's what I have here. $2,000 to give my spiritual book to 100 pastors or church leaders in a city. Now, 10 of them booked me to speak. That's a 10% return there. I mean 10% conversion rate, and they give me $1,000 each. I'm just going low here now. I just made $10,000. What's my profit margin? $8,000. I just did what? I give them my book for free. It cost me $2,000, but I end up making $8,000. How many books would I need to sell to make $8,000 if I were to just do it myself? So we're going to go 8,000 divided by 20. I needed to sell 400 books. I didn't sell 400 books. I just sold 10 people. Now I can sell 400 books because now here's the good thing now. Here's the good thing. Remember, that's your fee to come and speak. It's $10,000 because each of them give you that. But let's just say at each of them, each of these particular places now, let's say you even discounted your $20 book and said $15 because you feel generous. And let's say at each speaking engagement at these churches, let's say 100 people buy. Okay, we're not going to say a lot of people buy. So let's say 100 people buy. So 100 oops, times $15 for your book. So you made an extra 1,500 bucks plus your $10,000. You have $11,500. And remember, it only costs you how much? $2,000 to actually mail them your book. Now you profited $9,500. If you were to hire somebody, let's just say, I'm just showing you now, in America, the average salary is about $50,000 a year. So I'm showing you with even this one simple strategy because let's just say multiply by 12. So let's say I'm talking about your profit margin here now. Okay, I'm not even talking about the full, okay, the 11,500. No. So let's just say we're dealing with profit alone here now. Multiply by 12. Let's say you did that in, every month. That's $114,000 there. Now, minus 50,000 bucks, which is the average salary. That means you have $64,000 to play around to hire other people who can make those phone calls for you, who can get on the phone to book these passes or mail this stuff out to you. So let's say you find a sharp whippersnapper in your community, college student, grad student, and you give them $34,000 to do that a year, right? You still have $30,000 left. And of course, you might pay some taxes and all of that, but you get the point. You get the point. You have ability, you have margin, you have room. You can't just focus on one book and just sell one book. It's going to take you a very long time. You have to have an integrated product suite. I hope that I don't know what else to say. I really hope this is the secret. This is the secret that all the great people are doing. The thought leaders, ministry leaders, all the big names there. This is pretty much their system and strategy. You might get by from one book if you are president or somebody, but again, they're going to make that money. It's not a problem for them already, but you are not them. You have to do what the regular average Joe and Jane is doing to be able to make that kind of income. But it's not impossible. It's more than possible. So measure what you want to improve. What gets measured gets improved. If you don't measure, if you don't know your statistics, your numbers, you're not going to make good decisions. Now you don't have to make emotional decisions. You make decisions made on facts, because facts are good. Not that we don't need emotion, but emotion will lead you astray. Numbers just tell it. it just tells it. I don't care if your brother, your auntie, your mother, or whomever is telling you do X, Y, and Z. If you're not getting the results, hey, thank you. I love you, but that's costing me money. Or it's not making me money. Because I'm seeing over here, because let's just say everybody's telling you, oh man, you need to put up a billboard because everybody in town is putting up a billboard. How much money are they making with their billboard? Right? Because if you're making money with your Facebook advertising, guess what you need to stick with? Your Facebook advertising. So, okay, it doesn't matter who tells you otherwise. Because you know your numbers, you know your statistics. Work with it and get it going. Facebook will give you all that information. Again, everything that needs to be measured. Google does similar. You have what you may call that YouTube. YouTube also gives you those kind of numbers. Who is watching, for how long did they watch? Did they watch just the beginning of your video? Isn't that good to know? Sometimes we put out video, we think, oh, everybody likes my video. But when you go on Facebook, Facebook will say most of the people only watch 3 seconds. Well, they didn't see your ads because your ad really came up at, or the pitch came up at, minute 57. And they only watched the first 3 minutes or 3 seconds or whatever. They didn't see your pitch. So you thinking your ad's not working. No, your video is not appealing or engaging. You see what I'm saying? When you know that now you can go. It's not an emotional thing. You don't say, oh man, nobody likes my. Now you can say, oh, I need to come up with a better video. Or I need to make my video super, super short. Right? Can you get it down to that 3 seconds? Well, that might be impossible because what can you say in 3 seconds? But whatever comes in that beginning, though, you want to get it to get them past the 3 seconds, right? That's why the movie trailers can teach you a lot. A movie trailers about 2 3 minutes, right? But they put in the beginning here the boom, boom, that sound. You know what I mean? It's like intrigue, and it's like, oh, you already passed the 3 5 second mark, and it's like you in it now because it's like they already peek your inches, you coming close up. This stuff. This is how it works. So that's why I also recommend this, my friend. Don't be afraid to spend money because honestly, sometimes it costs you more by not spending money than actually spending money. At this point where I'm at, I just listen. Like I said, my first book took me 5 years. I learned Photoshop so I can design my own cover. I edit my own book. I did all this kind of work. I laid it out. I do all of that, right? Because you're thinking you don't have to spend money. And then guess what? My book had so many mistakes, so many this, so many that. I'm embarrassed that I'm an author, and here's how this how my first book looked. But hey, those were the learning years, the years of pain, blood, sweat, and tears. Now, wouldn't it be better if I would just say like you do now? I don't have to go try to come up with cover designs. No, but I work with the graphic designer. I give them the idea and so forth, as much details as I can. But I don't have to rub about creativity. That's their role. That's why I'm paying them. And then people are trying to edit and do all of this stuff. You are not a professional editor. You're gonna always find something. But why are you doing all the work of the editor and you still gotta go pay the editor? No. At least if you want to edit your book, yes, do this. Get it done with the first draft, send it to the editor, and then when the editor cleans it up, you can go back there and see how good it looks. So you're looking at something more polished than you trying to get it polished. It's like the same thing God's people do. People of faith do the same thing. Like we want to clean up ourselves to God when God said He's the one that's going to clean you up. Why you keep trying to clean your own self up? He said, come unto me and I will make you clean, make you whole. And everybody, we trying to get clean and right first. He said, no, I'll make you right. So you're doing all this unnecessary work for what? No. Pay somebody to do your video for you. Pay somebody to make your website, your web page, unless you do have the requisite skill. Now, if you have the skill, by all means. But pay somebody to get the work done. You can do stuff faster that way. That's one of the things. That's why we here really get books and so forth out fast. We don't mess around with trying anymore to do this and that. Find the best graphic designer. Get this done. Cover interior. Bam, another person. That's why we don't even let the same people do the same jobs. You only do one thing because you're the best at that. You do that and you do that only. Because when you say we need the cover done, you can't say, well, man, you had me working on this other thing. You had me working on the interior. You had me doing the editing. No, different editor, different cover designer, different interior designer, different marketer, different video person. Everybody is different, unless, of course, they have the skills, multiple skills, but they must be good at them. I'm not just saying, hey, you have an interest or a hobby in this thing. I don't want your hobby. This is time for execution. But we can have hobby. I have hobby in all this online stuff. Okay, I do have hobby in all of this stuff. But I'm telling you, you don't want me explore my hobby for me to design your book cover. Now, if you really don't care, I can design it because, like I said, I designed my first book cover. I have learned some basics on Photoshops and GIMP and all of these different things. But I wouldn't have me design my own book cover now. If you want me to design your personally, me, I'm talking about me now. Now, our company, we do all of that, but I'm just saying, if you wanted yours truly to do it, then hey, I'm going to make sure you sign a disclaimer saying, hey, because I'm joking, I'm being facetious, but the point is this though: get somebody who's a professional to do the thing. You don't want somebody playing doctor on you. Like sometimes we forget, like, in certain areas we get it, and in some other areas, like, we don't get it. Like, you don't go to the doctor and you say, hey man, where did you go to school? And he said, well, brother, I didn't. You know what I mean? I just picked this up on the side. I just started gutting out some animals, and and guess what? I became a professional surgeon. Like, it doesn't happen that way. And if he or she said that, man, I'd be out of there. I'd be like, brother, sister, you're not gonna touch me with no knife and no scalpel, nothing. So it's the same thing. Get the best people working on your cover. That way your cover is going to probably be done much better because you want to present the best that you can. And speed of implementation is very important as well. You want to be able to bring your product to life fast. because the sooner it's out, the sooner it can begin making sales, and the sooner the market can tell you too that they don't want it. Some people spend forever on a product. You bring it to market, no one wants it. That's why I would rather you get the thing out fast, because again, the market tells you, market is changing over and over again. You follow me? That's notice with the movies. Remember when they brought out Black Panther, right? They could have brought it out any single time. They said, no, we need to get it out in February. February is also Black History Month. That's a big hype. See, even these people, you can learn a lot from them. They said, no, we're going to pump our money in. We're going to do a big promotion, but we're going to release it here during Black History Month. And voila, within 4 weeks, my friend, Black Panther had become a $1 billion franchise because of good marketing and promotion, because professionals work on it. They didn't see like, well, let the little kid from who's getting his degree in graphic design, let him design the movie trailer for Black Panther. No, I doubt they did that. Okay, this ain't time to play. There's time to execute. There's time for playing, but there's a time for execution. And when it comes to business and making funds, you can't be playing. You have to have the best people working on your stuff. That's why it's a global market. So check out. There's many places. Like I said, I recommend many. You don't have to work with us at all. Okay. I give you all the free tools. Okay. I give you all the free tools that you can. Okay. You can go to Fiverr. I personally don't like Fiverr. To me, they're not professional. But Fiverr is a place. If you want to get a Fiverr price, you go in there. You get Fiverr. You can go Udemy. You can go Upwork. You can go all of these different places. Okay. And get stuff done. 99 Design. So many different places. They're all in the manual. Right. Editors too. We give you a whole litany. You don't have to go use us, okay? Because we only want to work pretty much too with professional people, because that makes a big difference. Professionals get stuff done. We like to work with only the pros. So that's why too I give you all the details. I give you all the information. You can go and execute it. You can go and execute it. But if you have us to do the work, do know this. To work with me, to work with my team, you have to be excellent at what you do. You have to also be a person who loves speed. We don't like to drag out unnecessarily projects, because it's a waste of my time, your time, and everybody's time. And it's a waste of money. I'm a master's degree in project management. Time is very important. When you keep doing this, touching the book, and can't get it, decide on if it's finished or not, it just keeps everything going long. And you have the designer over there waiting for feedback. He hasn't got feedback in 3-5 days. I mean, this brother or sister has other projects that they're working on, and they're trying to wrap up your project. And here it is that we say, we can get the book published and done. We give you here as a challenge 7 weeks or less. And now you're into week number 9 and 10. And it's like, listen, we got other projects lined up. We got other stuff to do. But not only that, but again, it is costing, because remember, time is important. Time is very important. And if you just drag out a project because, well, you just want to take your time, what you're doing is actually you're costing the company money, and you're costing yourself money as well. Why? Because the more you delay the book, is the less money you're making. It's the less money you are making. Because remember, you've already invested in the book. Already? You already paid for these services. And guess what? The longer you wait to sell it, you're not going to be making money. You want to be able to recoup your money as soon as you possibly can. Not that you're going to bring out a rinky-dinky kind of bootleg product. No, that's why we pay the professional people to get it done. When the professionals give it to you, it's gonna be a good book. I mean, don't tell me. Look at these things. Does this look bootleg to you? This is professional stuff, my friend. This is professional stuff. All custom design, no templates like Fiverr. Most people in Fiverr will do the little template. Even my own stuff was customized, right? Even my own cover was customized. Good stuff, my friend. Look at this. Look at this. Come on now. This is quality work. This is quality work. Well, I love you. I hope that helps you. I hope that helps you. So you've had it now. Tomorrow we're gonna go into Q&A. Okay, I'm gonna kind of break down everything again, go over it step by step. But tomorrow is just question and answers. Tomorrow is pretty much, giving you probably some more testimonials and things like that. And I hope this really, is a blessing for you. Now, for those of you, I'm encouraging you again. Now, I'm not throwing this out there. Whether you buy it or not, it's not gonna, I'm still gonna have food on my table. Now, the thing is, we're trying to grow a community, and we want you to be part of the community. So we do everything to help you. I did not have to take my own precious time to come on here. I'm giving you exactly stuff that is actually in my course, what I teach people, what people pay me for, right? Sometimes 2,000 and more to actually teach them this stuff one on one. And I give it to you all this week for free, for free. So you can actually get your stuff done, because I know many of you who watch me, anybody who really watch me and find me, you are generally professional. That's why if you go to strategicsecrets.com or Strategic Secrets University, what you're going to find is this. It's going to say the relevant education for or relevant expertise for professionals, entrepreneurs, ministry leaders, and success-minded individuals, right? Lifelong learners. These are professional people. Those are the kind of people I want to attract, because I know you have knowledge, you have education, expertise, or experience, right? It's not only just simply academics. When we talk about education, we don't mean only academics, but we talk about you're a smart person and you're pretty much doing well and you're a professional of some sort. And so I know you have tools, but you're not just leveraging yourself. And that's why because I know this new industry, I'm trying to help you to be part of this knowledge industry and to leverage what you already do and already know. And so you can do it in several ways. You can get the course or anything we do. We always give you at least three options. One is do it yourself, because that's why I'm here. I'm teaching, and I'm on my courses about teaching you how to do it. My books is teaching you something. But then I say from the next level, you want me to coach you so that way you don't have to do it all by yourself. But it's kind of like basketball, right? The coach don't play the basketball game for the players. I come alongside you, I guide you, tell you what to do, so you ain't even got to worry about reading it and doing all of that. Which sometimes I still like you to do it though, because one guy I had, I mean, he got my course, he got everything, paid for the coaching too, paid for my services. Like, I mean, it was a great, great, great deal. But he never watched anything. And I mean, I got to put myself in the shoe, because he's like, listen, I bought the course. I do want the information, but you know what? You coaching me, so I don't have to go read the material. But I'm like, that some of this stuff is already there, right? So, but nonetheless, I feel him though. But he's taking advantage of the system. But I'm like, okay, that's cool, because I probably would have done the same thing. That's why I paid $12,000 to go to that program myself, because I did buy the person's own email marketing course. But then I'm like, listen, let me just get it straight from the horse's mouth. Like, you show me, you tell me, let's sit down and we're gonna do this thing in 5 days, instead of me trying to put it all together. And actually, I had implemented some stuff myself, but after a year, there were still some things I didn't implement. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go and do it in 5 days. And I went and did it in 5 days. You see, that's the difference. Most people by themselves don't really implement or take action, but we give you the tools to be able to do it. So that's why it's not always a rush. But we believe in this day and age, you're supposed to get things done fast, because the longer you stay there, procrastination sets in, and you know what I mean. So we just challenge you and taunt you a little bit with the time frame, because I just believe momentum actually keeps you motivated and encouraged, and you feel good. It's kind of like this. Why would you go to school for 4 years if you could have really done it in two? For one, you save yourself time, because you'll be younger by the time you graduate, and also money, because you got to pay for 4 years, and imagine paying for two. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, right? So you just have to think of it that way. Speed of implementation is really a success strategy. Actually, it's one of those things I put in Strategic Secrets, one of the chapters. Speed of implementation, speed of action. That's really what separates the winners and the losers, is the implementation and also the pace of implementation. Because you can take forever. 1 year, you get your book done. Now, you got your book done, but in that time, somebody else got two books done, and they've been making sales, right? So they have some extra time on you, because now you're catching up a year later and they've already been selling for a whole year. See the difference? They've been selling for a year, and now you a year later trying to sell. Well, this person already got market share. Speed to market, speed of implementation. That's kind of the name of the game. So you got to play that game, and you got to play it well. So get the course, teach yourself, get it done. All the information is there. Or say, hey, Chance, I want you to coach me. I will do it. I want you, listen, if I guide you and I say, click here, isn't that easier? Whereas you trying to go figure it out, I can say, hey, click here, do this. Let's go to Amazon. Let's research the categories together. Pick this category, not that one. Very easy. That's all you do. You listen to the coach, and the coach will guide you through. And I got the pedigree. Why? Because I've told you. I've written and published 10 books, got two more coming out this year. Then I have even my own mother, my wife, right? If I can even help my own people in my own house, now you know that means a whole lot. Because sometimes the hardest people to convince are your own family and your own friends because they're like, man, I know this guy. But I got my own people doing stuff. My auntie right now, like I said, before I got on this webinar, I was working on her book because we're getting her book together to come out soon. That's just what it is. So, friends, strangers, family, they're all trying to get this stuff done because they see the light. I hope you saw the light. I can only lead you to the water. It's up to you to take the action. You know, there's a third option. Number one is take the course, do it all yourself. So that's how we do everything we do here. Everything I teach is all. You always have those three options. Chance, okay, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna do it myself. Chance, I need help. Can you coach me? We can coach you, or we can consult with your team. Then the next one, the best or the highest one is I want it all hands off. Chance, I'm just going to give you the manuscript. You get it all done for me. Tell me when it's done. That kind of way. So we do it all for you. So we can do it done with you or done for you, whichever is work for you. So all of those three options are there available to you. And I hope I can serve you. I don't always give these pitches on here. You guys and gals know this, right? You've been on every Thursday we come on and we do webinars. This week I've been on, 8 times, okay? Because we're talking about a specific series. And not too long ago, we had 5 presentations when we're talking about the power of prayer. Because again, I want to give you value. That's my time actually. And I'm not charging you guys and gals for those things. So rightfully so, today I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me also let people know because some of you want to go deeper. Some of you want to go deeper. Why not take the plunge? So again, go ahead and get the course. Go to strategicsecrets.com/book to business or click on this link on the side or bottom where you're watching right now. And come on, join us or at least get one of our course, man. We have stuff there on health. We got stuff there on book publishing. We got stuff there on monetizing your skills. Okay. I mean, 14 Days to Amazing Health by Dr. Cooper is there. It's not only me, but Dr. Cooper will teach you how to be healthy in 14 days. She has people who she's been doing it with. And the book is doing well. You also get a download, by the way. Here's her book, right? 14 Days to Amazing Health. That's what she's teaching in our online course there. And you notice again, you see the strategy? She has her book. We turned it into an online course. Same thing here. But trust me, this will change your life, right? She is all about health. So take your health to the next level. Get into one of her courses. Okay, you say, okay, well, Chance, I can't work with yours. That's cool. Get Dr. Cooper's course because actually your health determines more of your wealth than anything else. Because many people get wealth and then they have to spend that wealth to regain their health. So go ahead and get her course, man, because I'm telling you, it will change your life. This lady lives and breathes health. All right. She even have a healthy vegan restaurant locally right here. Okay. So again, she has 3 practices. They're all here. 3 actual locations. This is, I'm telling you, somebody who is serious about health. Give me a moment. This is one of our community members, so I got to give her a plug. She writes books, speaks, does her practice, right? 3 practices she manages with her husband. Then she goes around the world and be a blessing to people. She just came back from Haiti. Last year, I went to Ghana with her. And just next month, which is almost here, she's taking a whole family and they're going to be going to Ghana to bless other people. That's the kind of caliber of people that I'm talking about. So I'm encouraging you to get her course, right? All the stuff that you need to be healthy. Trust me. That's why we also vetted her as one of our instructors at Strategic Secrets University, because we want to offer you things that will make your life become a channel of blessing. First, you bless yourself because the health that you have, you will be a blessing to your own self. You can live in your body with comfort and ease. You want to lose weight? It's all here. I got people even at my church who are part of her program. So I know if people at my church are taking her program, trust me, I know the stuff works because I see them and I see their transformation up and personal, right? In my stuff here, I just had some B12. Where do you think I ordered it from? Right here in my closet downstairs in the kitchen. I have supplements, health supplements. I got them from her. Again, mutual support right there. Because again, I know she's all about health. I got what else? Whatever else. I got some omega 3, omega 6 for my brain. I got them from her place. I'm not telling you to do it because I want. No, I'm giving you what I'm doing, what's working for me, right? For Mother's Day, no, not Mother's Day. When was that? Just about, oh, Sunday, just this past Sunday. We had a meeting at church, a business meeting kind of a thing. Then right afterwards, my wife and my son and I went over to her vegan restaurant, right, to eat. And actually, we didn't even eat all the food. We actually went just for dessert, all right, because even the dessert tastes good. Vegan cake, I'm telling you, everything was vegan. So imagine we go in there, it's a health food store, of course, because we've eaten there other times, but we just felt like, I needed like ice cream or something. So I'm like, listen, let's go over here and let's just go get some. So all three of us, we got ice cream and we got cake. We got was it? I had carrot cake. My son had blueberry, and my wife had chocolate cake. All vegan, all vegan. So it did our body well. So we had some sweet and we ate good, and it was all healthy. We didn't have to go to the gym that night or the next day because we had good stuff. So I'm just telling you, go ahead then and get Dr. Cooper's course. Okay, go to strategicsecrets.com/courses. Click on this and get 14 days to amazing health, or a shorter course. She has one called Transformation to a Healthier You. That's a shorter course. But again, revolutionary stuff here. God bless you, my friends. Take care. I'm going to see you tomorrow when we do the wrap up. Have a good night. God bless. Bye bye.